What's up, cuties? Thank you guys so much for joining me for this video. Join me as I discuss hot topics, reality TV, celebrity news, and more. The views that I express are my own personal opinions for entertainment purposes only, and everything is alleged. Welcome to Chit Chat with QT.
Chit Chat with Cutie. That's what they said, yep.
Chit Chat with QT was killing.
Chit Chat with QT for all of this tea.
What's up, cuties? Thank you guys for joining me for this video. As you guys know, everything I discuss are my own personal opinions for entertainment purposes only, and everything is alleged. Let's go ahead and get into this recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 6, Episode 30, Houston. We have a Kiki. So the episode starts off with the group about to start their team building with the trust fall. They started with Stormy and Tisha just did not trust Stormy at all. I was a little confused why Nell put Mel and Martell together, especially after Mel already stated not to. That was a little confusing to me. But Mel said hell to the no when it comes to her falling into Martell's arms, and she dropped right on the floor. I know that's right. Mel said, no sir, no ma'am, not today or tomorrow. See, that history proves, no sir, I don't trust you. Shouldn't have never trusted you to begin with. So I really did like that. But then old scoop baldhead arse Martell said to Mel, I'm your child's father. Catch me. Child or children. Y'all do got more than one kid. Okay? But anyway, what a downgrade if you ask me, because for me, I don't know how people feel about this. Baby daddy, baby mama, husband and wife, that just seems a little different for me. So he downgraded by even saying that I'm your child's father when I was once your husband. But anyway, Martell said that Mel didn't catch him because she let his ass fall right on that floor because of the people around them. It's always somebody else instead of her living in her reality knowing, hell no, I'm not catching you. Fall your ass right on the floor. But he said that Mel didn't do it because she does not want to look weak. She don't want to look weak. Man, the catching days are gone. See, she caught your ass 1,000 times when y'all were married. Made you look better than you actually were. Actually took some shit in private that she knew was going on. That's catching you. And those days are over. But they then showed Marceau and Courtney, Tisha and Stormy again, and Tisha finally let go and fell into Stormy's arms. But then Kiki arrives. Everybody looking crazy like, how did this happen? And Nell explained to the group that Kiki called her, she wanted to be there, and Nell thought twice about it, but ended up telling Kiki it was okay to come. Kiki comes in, she apologizes to Kimmy and Maurice, and then she apologized to Tisha. So Maurice somewhat accepted the apology, but he said it's been a month, and Kimmy agreed. And I'm gonna say, guys, I have to agree as well. I think that Kiki could have at least sent Kimmy and Maurice a text the next day after that barbecue and said, you know what? I'm sorry for what happened at your home. So I know a lot of people may not agree with that, but yeah, a month is a long time, and Kiki should have reached out before arriving in Houston. That's just my opinion. But Tisha said that she accepted Kiki's apology, but after that, she walked out. And then Nell Fletcher started crying because she already saw how this was gonna go. She noticed the energy shift in the room, and that's not what she wanted. But Tisha was saying that everybody know what happened with Kiki. And look, I get her point, but Tisha, welcome to Mel's world. Because all of you guys sat back and watched Martell blow up time and time again. And he gonna do the same damn thing in this episode. But you guys act like nothing had happened. So yeah, now it's your turn. It really is. But Tisha tells Marceau that she felt played because no one, Mel or Nell, told her that Kiki was coming. Chris Fletcher walks in and Marceau tells Chris that Tisha felt blindsided and that she needs to talk to Nell. So Nell Fletcher ends up coming in the kitchen where Tisha and Marceau is, and she apologized. She asked them if they wanted her to tell Kiki to leave. And baby, when I tell you I cracked up at this, Tisha says she feels blindsided and portrayed with a P. Portrayed. Take a listen.
And I feel blindsided and portrayed.
Child, if that ain't Wanda's daughter, Lord have mercy. But anyway, Tisha did deserve a phone call. However, like I said, we have seen on several occasions where the same thing has happened to Mel, and Tisha, in my opinion, and Kimmy just did not have any compassion or care at all. But Nell Fletcher tells Tisha that she's trying to build her relationship with her and Marceau, and basically she's going to make this right. She had hoped that Kiki just didn't show up. That's what she thought, that Kiki would be like, no, I'm going to go ahead and stay home. But Kiki came in, baby, walked right through that door. But anyway, Nell went back and she told Kiki that she told her if the house was divided, that she wouldn't be able to stay in the house, and basically let her know you can't stay. Stormy wasn't feeling it, and she said Kiki can stay with them. And Kiki said, look, that's fine, but I'm not going to let anyone, especially them, dictate where I can and cannot go. Mel then asked Nell Fletcher if she had talked to Tisha, and did Tisha say it was a no? And Nell said, yeah, basically. So Mel goes in and her and Marceau talks, and Marceau said to Mel, do you remember when you were having issues and didn't want to be around people? And Mel was like, yeah, I'm not saying that you guys are wrong. Then Marceau said, as a friend, that's a violation. And Mel said, what? He said Kiki coming there, and Mel said she didn't know that Kiki was coming there. But Marceau said, just like when Mel told them about things, you only get one side of the story, and it's the same when it comes to Kiki. And child, that's all Martell, the big ass baby, had to hear, because he kept saying, what? Is it about me? And yes, Martell, it is pertaining to you. Unlike Coleslaw, who believes every damn thing that you say as facts, no one will ever know everything, because it's a lot that happened between husband and wife behind closed doors. So yeah, it's not fools out here that's just gonna say everything you told me, I know that happened. No, we know there are two sides to the story. And then they showed a flashback of Mel and Marceau talking, and that's exactly what Mel said. Y'all believed everything Martell said. But they go back to the team building room, and Martell starts screaming, all of what? All of what? What was said? And Marceau said, if you want to get it straight out the Roger's mouth. And Nell tells Kiki that she has to respect Tisha's feelings. She has nothing against Kiki personally, and she wished that they, meaning Kiki and Tisha, could have worked this out. Martell is still screaming. He said he hates all y'all Rogers fans. And Tisha asked Marceau if he asked Mel what she did. And Tisha, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why people cannot feel sorry for you or Kimmy. Not once have you guys even put yourself in Mel's shoes as a woman. You or Kimmy has never done that. And imagine your husbands, Marceau and Maurice, carrying on like Martell. And then imagine the outcome of what happened between Mel, Martell, and the outside party. And here it go. You still want to act like what Mel did as a wife was equal to Martell and his bullshit. And again, that's why y'all just don't get no respect from a lot of women. It's not that hard to do. No one is saying that Mel is perfect or anything like that, but come on now. You guys know what happened. Tisha, we know you did because you talked about it a lot in the earlier seasons of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So yeah, miss us with the if Marceau asks what Mel did BS. But anyway, Nell and Martell then get into it. And Chris Fletcher, I'm sorry. Are you smoking something? Are you on something? You're a little too relaxed for me. Do you hit the Mary Jane or what? Because you hear that your wife is upset and you see another man disrespecting your wife in your presence. This is not the same disrespect of when it was just Nell and Martell when they were at your home. This man is doing it in your face and you don't say nothing? Are you kidding me? And I'll have to make another video on that because my question is this. Why the hell is everybody so damn scared of Martell? But the Negro is still screaming, and I'm just going to say this. Whatever the hell Mel did or didn't do, it did not cause the breakdown in their marriage. We saw Martell's ass begging for his marriage, all while continuing to cheat. But he's screaming, don't be against me like a lunatic. Like what? But Nell tells him she's a woman first. Kudos to you, Nell. Because Tisha, Kimmy, y'all hear this? Y'all been hearing it and ain't said shit. But anyway, Nell says she's a woman first. And she walked off and she said that she will slap Martell in his MFing face. She was very upset. And she walked into the kitchen area and Mel and Stormy and Kimmy were there and they asked her what happened. And that's when Nell screamed, Mel, did you cheat on him too? And this is where I get frustrated because ain't no way in the hell I'm going to continue to let Martell gaslight me with this BS. He already had this conversation with Nell. Why is he screaming again? But Martell won't be satisfied until they all turn on Mel. That's his goal. That and that only. Because I'm going to say this, and this is what I would have said back to Martell. Is Mel walking around with another Negro's baby on her hip, conceived while she was married to you? No. Was he screaming Mel cheated while married? No. While separated? No. But he's doing it now. After the divorce. Go ahead on somewhere. Had Martell left and done his dirt while living elsewhere, no one would probably give a damn. But you carry on in a 5-year relationship, lied for 5 years, and there will never be a comparison as to what Mel could have done or what she should have done. Because what she should have done is put your ass out. Period. Point blank. I wouldn't have moved. But the showdown between Martell and Nell continues in front of Chris. Unbelievable. But Nell told Martell, I asked her right on camera, did she cheat on your ass? Are you good? Did you get that? Are you happy? Are you satisfied? And guess what? The Negro will never be satisfied. And that's when the gaslighting starts again. Martell said, well, what about when you were coming for me? What about when you was hurting me? Unbelievable. Nell got up and said, I can't do the victim thing. But he continued to blame Nell Fletcher for his damn marriage ending. And what Nell Fletcher said was, and she was absolutely correct, you are a typical damn narcissist. Facts and more facts. But Mr. Man is still enraged. But then Mr. Martell had the nerve to say in his confessional that Nell Fletcher was disrespectful. And look, Nell's name could be anybody else's name. Whomever that does not agree with Martell and his shenanigans, yeah, he deems them disrespectful. And I'm just gonna ask this, what did Stormy call Marceau? Because Martell is a B-A-N with 10 exclamation points behind it. I don't see how anybody deals with him. But they go back to him still yelling, I cheated, she cheated. And Mel said, stop right there. I cheated with who and when? And he said, the apartments. And Mel said, let's talk about the apartments. So she said in March 2017, she found out at that time that Martell had been cheating for 2 years. Let's make sure to hear that again. Cheating for 2 years. So she moved out after catching him with coleslaw at homecoming in October of 2017, and she got her own apartment. She said that they did not get back together until April of 2018. So let me say this. Why didn't, again, Martell move out? Why did he remain in the home? I could imagine why. We see the yelling, we see the screaming, we see the theatrics, and I think that Mel just said, forget it, I'm gonna move. But you bust him in the car with a chick that refused to have respect for her damn self, and this man got the audacity to say on camera that she should have remained faithful when she moved out the house. Are you kidding me? Dude, what? Now, I asked Chris Fletcher what he's smoking. Martell must be smoking crack, because what a nutcase. At least she moved and separated from your trifling arse. And she wouldn't have had to move at all had you not been cheating. Period. But then he goes into Mel leaving and going to hotels. This is a mother, a business owner, and all of that. Now, I don't know about you ladies, but before I separated from my husband, I sure did have self-care days, weekends, solo trips, and I wasn't thinking about a Negro not 1 minute. Women do this. I ain't even got kids. So do I look at Mel funny because she went and had some self-care stays away from her husband and kids? Absolutely not. And the thing about that is, Mel said that he agreed on those stays then, but now you want to try to throw that shit in her face. Unreal. But Stormy tells Martell, look, you did cheat though. Mel agreed, and she said, yeah, and what he's doing now is assuming that I was cheating. And that's exactly what he's doing in order to make himself look good. And while I'm watching this scene, all I could think is they trying to say Kiki changed the energy. Damn. Martell most definitely did and always have. But this is what I didn't understand. Martell screamed out that Mel was trying to send him to jail. And that made me pause for a minute. Did they talk about the revenge P on this trip? And did we just not see it? Did they cut that out? Or was Mel trying to send him to jail back when they were married? And if so, for what? Was he physically abusive in the marriage? Because he's so unhinged, I can't see how he was not. But yeah, that's something that we need to discuss, because he definitely said it. Not sure if you guys heard it, but this is what I would say. I wouldn't be trying to send your ass to jail. I would for the revenge P. Had you been physical with me, I would not have been trying to send you to jail. I would. Period. Point blank. But here come Tisha. I tell you, I don't know what's up with them Scott women, but she said right is right and wrong is wrong. And Tisha, you just not a girl's girl. That's just it. That's all. because as I mentioned earlier, she wouldn't have had to get no apartment, period, had Martell not been cheating. So what he did was not right, it was wrong, okay? But Stormy said she didn't cheat, she moved. Martell said it don't matter. And I'm sorry, the Negro is just draining. That's about all I could take. But here go the other Scott wife, Kimmy. She said, so once one spout cheats, then everything after that is fair game? No, Kimmy, everything ain't fair game. You just roll over and suffer through sex with your husband, okay? We know that's what you want to hear. We know that's how you get down. But thankfully, Stormy said, yeah, everything is fair game if you feel like it's done. She said, what I heard Mel say is that she felt like things were done. And guess who made sure it wasn't done? Martell. Now, I wasn't even there, but I could bet money that he was begging for his wife to come back home. Bet money on it. All while continuing to cheat. But Mel said, yes, she did feel like it was done. She talked to about 5 attorneys when she moved out, trying to see what her options were and all of that. And she said, I just didn't move out for fun. And those of us with common sense know damn well she didn't move out of the comfort of her home, beautiful home, for fun. But she also said that Martell gets excited when he thinks she's not doing well for herself. And that's just how Martell wanted, child, raggedy, picking up garbage and shit. I'll talk about that in another video. But yes, guess what, Martell? That excitement is now gone because she is doing well. And guess what? She doing that shit right in front of your face. But then we get to another gaslighter, child. Marceau said that Mel was being evil to them. And because of that, they picked Martell's side from the beginning. Marceau, I got a question for you because you're saying Mel was being evil. Was Martell evil when he told your ass to your face that you was cheating? Was he evil, Marceau? Did you hold that against him, Marceau? But you want to hold shit against Mel? Boy, bye. But Mel let him know, look, I wasn't checking for y'all. Not checking for him at all. But then Mel and Marceau started talking about Kiki. And Mel cleared it up that she didn't make that call to Nell Fletcher to invite Kiki. She told her to reach out, but that's it. We go back to the raging lunatic, also known as Martell, and he's telling Stormy, no matter what, you shouldn't cheat. You cannot make this shit up. This man is saying no matter what, you shouldn't cheat, but he cheated to the point of getting a chick pregnant a couple times while he was married. Are you serious? But then he asked Nell Fletcher, did you cheat when you and Fletcher separated? And Nell said no. Then he said, how long did it take for y'all to get back? She said it was 18 to 24 months. Now, Martell, let me ask you a question. Did Fletcher have a disrespectful ass side chick calling the house saying put Martell on the phone? Did Fletcher have a chick talking about what Nell was or was not doing in the bedroom to please her husband? Did Fletcher's side chick get on the internet thinking she knew what the hell was going on in their marriage, like Coleslaw did? Did Fletcher get the chick pregnant multiple times and pay for abortions? I don't think so. And this is the difference of why Nell Fletcher most likely went back to her husband. Cheating is bad, but there's some shit that crossed the line where it's over, and that's why your shit is over. So don't ask nobody how many months did it take for you to go back. You ain't shit to go back to, okay? Who will sign up for that shit other than Coleslaw? Nobody. But then Mr. Martell yells at Nell Fletcher, be quiet, in front of her goddamn husband. Baby, look, I love Nell and Chris Fletcher as a couple, and I love them on this show. But Chris Fletcher, if your ass don't man up, that's not a good look, period. and you were supposed to check Martell. But they end up going to Mel and Tisha talking. She said that she didn't know that Kiki was going to be there. Tisha thanked her. They hugged it out. And I like their little exchange, guys. I don't know how you guys feel, but life is too short. And if Mel is able to move on when it comes to Tisha and Marceau and all of that, I am too. But after Mel and Tisha scene, they cut back and the Yell Fest is over. The disrespect that Martell was damn near giving everybody in the room is finally over. And Chris Fletcher speaks. Chris Fletcher then spoke up and said, look guys, it's time to go horseback riding. And I just have to roll my eyes because again, you ain't say a damn thing to Martell. But he did say that Martell derailed everything and that he did. But when they go to the trail, they showed Tisha, and Tisha said that Kiki is hanging around like a ghost and she's just going to ignore her. There was the trail owner there as well as a couples therapist. And Mel was shocked, like, wait a minute now. I thought we was just going horseback riding. So it seems like it ended up just turning into a regular therapist. But yeah, as far as the couples, I think they did best by leaving that alone, especially if Mel and Martell were on the docket to be discussed. No, ma'am. But Kimmy was talking. She said that she's petrified of horses and she did not do the ride. Kimmy and the therapist talked. She mentioned the collective as a whole, that they're not doing too good. They're not bonding well. She basically gave the therapist a breakdown of their relationships as far as everybody in the group. And she said that the energy was tense. So after the horseback ride, they all had dinner and then they all sat down around the fire with the therapist. And the therapist did say that the energy was tense. And Nell Fletcher said that it started because she invited Kiki and that's why. She told the therapist the background of Kiki and Tisha and how they weren't getting along. And then the therapist asked Kiki, well, do you want to say something? And Kiki said, I ain't got nothing to say. And Kiki, for me, this was the time for you to say something. Kiki, and it's understandable, don't get me wrong, but she seems to be always on the defense. We know that Kiki is very animated when she talks and all of that. But I do think around the group, in front of everyone, would have been the time to talk. And the therapist asked Kiki, well, do you think you being here would impact Tisha and Marceau? And Kiki said she came and she did what she was supposed to do. She apologized and she can't control what they do with that. Stormy then took up for Kiki. She said Kiki had great energy, but they keep throwing the past at her. And she said that people are ostracizing Kiki and she just wants them to be able to move forward. She wants Kiki and Tisha to have a conversation. And I agree, but Kiki and Tisha only, not Kiki, Tisha, and Marceau. I do think that had Tisha and Kiki sat down way before this and had a conversation, just the two of them, deep conversation, I don't think we will be here today. But Marceau said that he's not giving up on it, but basically it's a done deal. Now, you guys know how I feel about Marceau and his analogies, but I'm going to say this. I love the analogy that Marceau used. When he mentioned that fire burning and how if you put water on it, yeah, that's going to stop the fire, but you will never get the wood back. That was deep to me. Meaning, yeah, we can go and put a Band-Aid over what happened with Kiki and Tisha, but as far as their relationship getting back to where it once was, no, that then burned on out. He also said that the time is not now, and honestly, the time is not wanted. They then go to Kiki and her confessional, and she said that she felt rejected. And I can see why she feels that way, but as I mentioned, even when it comes to Maurice and Kimmy, I think that was something that she should have done as far as apologize early on. when it happened the next day. But they go back and Marceau mentioned the growth in the group and how they communicate in the moment and how he and Mel communicated about him and Tisha feeling like Mel is the one that knew that Kiki was coming. Mel was able to talk to Tisha, and with them communicating, that deaded the issue. And Tisha admitted how her and Mel used to communicate in the past, and she said, yeah, they just both tired, and they're just gonna let things go. And then Nell Fletcher said something that I liked. She also said that, look, that took time, and timing is everything. It took time for Mel and Tisha to get to the point of communication, and it's going to take time for Kiki and Tisha. They then go to Marceau and Tisha in their confessional, and Marceau admitted that when Mel and Martell first broke up, they all tried to get them to talk and get them back together. And it wasn't until they matured in their thoughts to understand that when they were saying time will tell, time had already told. Another deep one from Marceau. I love that because yes, a lot of people are saying time will tell, but time has told. When a person is done, time has told. So I like that. But he said it was an abusive relationship for Mel and Martell, and that's the same thing when it comes to Tisha and Kiki. Time has told. And he said, at the end of the day, you got to listen to what God says. And Tisha said, God said go. Cute, Tisha. Cute. Putting that in there. But we go back to the therapist, and she concluded that what this group has is special and it's dynamic. And she wants everyone to do a little soul searching. They show Kiki in her confessional, and she said that she's unsettled about how people are dealing with the water toss. She apologized about what she did, but she's not sorry. And Kiki, wrong words, okay? Look, we get it. Marceau and Tisha should have never came out here and told your business. However, even if you don't feel like it yet or ever, for the sake of you wanting to be a part of Love and Marriage Huntsville, I don't think you should have said that part. That, yeah, I apologize, but I'm not sorry. Because guess what? That's one and the same. If you apologize, you sorry. So if you're not sorry, don't apologize. So I don't think the show will really take an interest in Kiki and Tisha's relationship going forward. I just don't think that they're that invested. And it's different when it comes to Mel and Martell, for instance, because they started this show married. They had a baby while on this show. They had relationships with all of these people. And whether they all will be able to heal and move forward is different. I don't think we will see Kiki next season. That's just me. Especially considering everything else that has happened that wasn't on the show. And I think that final statement that she made, I apologize, but I'm not sorry, could mean the nail in the coffin as far as her being on Love and Marriage Huntsville. We shall see. But I will say this. I hope we don't see Martell going forward because of his continuous outbursts, yelling at women, and the revenge P. So I'm going to be fair when it comes to that. Martell's ass should have been gone, if you ask me. Whether we will see that happen, I don't know. Because I think they are invested in Martell, unlike Kiki. So that's my recap. It was a good episode. I enjoyed it. Everything but Martell. And if we take that out, shit, it's only about 15, 20 minutes left in the whole episode. But enough is enough when it comes to them allowing that man to yell at women and say the same thing. Either get you a new storyline or get gone. That's just it. I'm over it. It takes a lot for me to even try to recap what he does because it's the same shit. Yelling, screaming, crying, playing victim, gaslighting, repeat. Okay? But On the next episode, we will see Stormy and her family, Betty and her sister Lisa arguing. Child, we'll see Kimmy crying about losing her hair. She said that people were making mean comments, and I think Kimmy looks great with short hair. But I get it. I'm sure it's other feelings involved with that because of why she has short hair. And that's what we want to hear, Kimmy. The effect of cancer when it comes to you cutting your hair off, and then the comments. But it's like she don't even want to talk about that much. That's weird to me. We will see Dr. Jekyll himself, Martell. Now he's the nice guy, sitting down with Mel, and he's hoping that they can stay in a place of peace. Are you serious? Again, this sit down is after the bird admitted to the revenge P plot. Like, dude, what? And Mel let him know we are not in a place of peace. And most likely y'all never will be. Place of peace for me is you and that bird in jail. That's just me. And then we'll see Marceau and Tisha arguing about Tisha's office. Now, Tisha wanted to be a stay-at-home mom again. She said that a couple episodes ago. But now she arguing about that office, child. So we confused. Can y'all put all that together so we can know what's the real? Do she want to stay at home or do she want to work? I don't know. But good episode, like I mentioned. I hope you guys enjoy this recap. I do want to know what you guys feel about it. It was a whole lot. Do you hear me? A whole lot. So yeah, drop down in the comments and let's chit chat about it. And before you go, please make sure to like the video, hit that notification bell, and subscribe. Chat with you guys soon. Bye. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with QT. With QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with QT.